Hey everybody, thank you for watching Weekend Garage. So today I'm going to look at how I'm going to mount my speakers. So I ended up picking up some 3.5-inch speakers that I'm going to mount in these custom plates that I made. So I'm going to basically figure out where to cut the holes here and get the speakers mocked up in these plates. Also, what I'm going to do is I picked up some 6x9 speakers as well, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now the factory one's mounted from underneath, so I'm thinking about doing the same thing with these. I ordered some factory grill replicas, so I'm gonna try that out. Or if that doesn't end up working, I may just use the grills that came with these speakers. So I'm going to be looking at that today. Also, I ended up picking up some more Dynamat. So I need to install some Dynamat underneath where the rear seat is going to be, and also with the, under where the cell panels are going to go as well. So let's see how that turned out. Make sure there's nothing sharp on this, and we'll see how the speaker fits through it. All right, so I blew this off, and let's see how we're looking here. Looks like speaker drops right in. Okay, so I want to let you guys know how I did this. So what I ended up doing is I ended up picking up a 3.25-inch hole saw. Now this is a two-piece dealie here. This assembly basically screws into the hole saw itself. This worked out really well. This is spring loaded here on the tip here. So this worked out pretty good. And then what I did next basically is I drilled a 7/64-inch hole for the screw holes. So everything is good to go here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up with acetone, and then I'm going to go ahead and just spray a light coat of paint on it. You know, nothing fancy. And then we'll get that speaker mounted. All right, so let's get these 6x9s cracked open here. Take a look at them. Now, as I mentioned, these came with their own grills. I'm sort of on the fence about using the grills, but I really don't want to use them. I mean, the only reason why I would use them is because these are going to allow, you know, this is a screen versus like, I guess you could say a metal cover with holes drilled in it, right? You're going to get more sound out of this screen than you would, you know, the factory speaker covers. And that's just, I haven't looked at them yet because I don't have any. I bought some. So I'm just making a guess on that. But so here are the speaker covers that come with these. And let's take a look. Again, these got some pretty good reviews on Crutchfield, however you want to say it. So this is what we're looking at. And these look pretty nice. You know, again, I'm going to need to mount them from underneath if I'm going to go with the factory grill. So I'll have to figure something out. I'm hoping that these will sit flush okay without having to put a bracket or something here, like a spacer. So I'm going to go right now and just kind of mock it up and see what I'm looking at. All right, so this is what I'm dealing with back here in the back. It's definitely going to be a challenge. Obviously, I'm gonna need to cut these things out. I bought some little cutting wheels for my Dremel because I'm not trying to make a gigantic mess here. So let me grab those speakers and just kind of stick them there and see what the deal is. You can see here, I got the speaker underneath, and I'm definitely going to have to cut that out there, but it looks like I may need to cut more area out. But I'm going to cut this out first to get it out of the way, and then I'll kind of figure out what I'm going to do. I may have to widen this up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to, but we'll see. I'll start by cutting this section off, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so I got everything cut out here. I went ahead and got a couple of bolts mocked up here just so I can check the fitment of everything. But it looks like everything looks like it's going to work out fine right there. So I'm going to run with this. Now next thing I need to cut the other side as well. All right, this is the passenger side. Everything looks really good. All I need to do is clean that up. I'm running out of daylight here, so I'll clean that up. And it's gonna look good. All right, I'm just gonna touch this up with Rust-Oleum around the edges here where it was cut, and we should be good to go on that side. I already cleaned up the other side here. I'm gonna do the same, spray some Rust-Oleum around the bare metal, and we should be good to go. I need to let this obviously dry overnight, and I still need to wait for my package tray, which is hopefully is en route. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some Dynamat up here. I'll probably put a piece right here, and in the center section too. I might even possibly put maybe a piece on each side just to kind of isolate this. I'm going to, because I'm listening to that. Probably put some Dynamat here, a strip here, a piece here, and some on the other side. And then I should be good to go with this. And then I'll start putting Dynamat here on behind the back seat, basically. All right, so I got the rear package tray area here all wiped down. This is the next day, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay some Dynamat down on here and start working my way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, what I decided to do with the Dynamat basically is I was gonna just lay a whole piece to cover all of this, but the problem is these cutouts here, you're gonna be able to see them in the trunk. And if I peel the backing off of this, it's gonna be all sticky, and then over time it's gonna have dirt get stuck all over it. It's just gonna be nasty. So I'm just gonna cut little sections. So I cleaned up the mix box and painted the bottom tubes here that are gonna be showing under the car. This is basically for the fuel tank ventilation and goes into your canister, your charcoal canister. So I got this cleaned up and painted the bottom because this is going to be showing underneath the car. So I wanted to make sure it looks good. The top, I just cleaned it. All right, as you can see, I pretty much have almost all the Dynamat installed here on the back end of the car. I got the mix box installed. I put some Dynamat also where the sail panels are gonna go. I still need to get the insulation for that. I forgot to pick that up. But I've pretty much been going and knocking on the metal, and wherever it sounds hollow, I put Dynamat. You can see here as well in the back package tray area, I pretty much have most of it done. And that's how I'm gonna run with it. Everything looks really good. I'm looking forward, next step is I wanna start preparing to get the headliner installed. All right, I have the retainers for the headliner right here, and I need to clean them up. I actually had them bundled up and labeled, and then, you know, I did that probably 3 or 4 years ago, and the tape all came off, so I'm gonna have to sort things out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a wire wheel and clean them up just to kind of get a lot of the glue off there, and just clean them up so there'll be a fresh surface to apply the adhesive for the headliner. All right, I got the last of the retainers cleaned up here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, everything looks really nice, came out really well. I'm gonna go ahead and just spray these with a light coat of Rust-Oleum, and then I'll go ahead and get them installed. Okay, so I have these retainers all painted up. What I did is I painted them with Rust-Oleum, and they came out pretty good. I have them separated by a driver's side and passenger side, but everything came out really well. They look really good. The only difference is I think if I was to do this again, I would not paint them flat black. I'd probably paint them white. I wasn't thinking, I basically wanted to coat them with Rust-Oleum, and that's really what my thoughts were about it all. But it ended up coming out really good. So now I'm going to get things installed. All right, I also picked up some screws for these headliner retainers. So there's a part number and everything so you can see. I picked these up from OPG. All right, so I have the headliner retainers installed. I'll make my way around. Everything came together pretty good. It took a minute because I got some things mixed up, couldn't figure out how it goes together. But ended up turning out really nice. And one thing I forgot, that I had to pull a mirror out and get the mirror bracket because I need to basically make provisions for this as well. I ended up polishing this. I didn't have time to show you guys. It came out really good. Yeah, so I'm just making my way around so you guys can see what it looks like installed, because I couldn't figure it out. I didn't see any diagrams anywhere in the shop manuals or the Fisher body manual that shows how all these pieces come together. So now you can see for yourself. I'm going to try to get the back window, but the sunlight kind of gets in the way. But it basically goes all around the back window area. And let's see if there's any way I can get it, if you're able to see that without the bright reflection. And that's what it looks like. All right, I had to rethink things here for these top clips and cut that tape into sections for the wiring, because this is where one of the bows goes for the headliner. Notice at the far end there, the lighter looking clips. These are aftermarket reproductions. One thing I didn't notice about them, they look identical with the exception of they were just a little bit loose once I installed them, so I put some silicone on them. This way, when that silicone dries up, they'll be nice and firm. I don't want anything vibrating up there when the stereo's playing. So, on to the next step. All right, so what I decided to do regarding insulation for my sail panels is I decided to use this leftover Dynaliner that I have. It's 1/4 inch thick foam insulation. And I decided to use this instead of the standard insulation that comes or that was used in the factory or any type of replica. So I'm just going to cut this stuff out and I'm going to stick this in place. That way I can have, you know, this is definitely going to give you better insulation properties, and it's also has some of the technology that they use for Dynamat as well. So I'm going to get to cutting these out. So as you can see, I basically are going to use these as a template. All right, so I have the Dynaliner insulation on the cell panel area. Turned out really good. Basically what I did is I left the provisions there where it's supposed to snap in. I heard that they don't make those snaps anymore. I have to maybe use Velcro, but I'll see when the cell panels come in. I do not have them at this time, but I just wanted to show you guys, you know, that this ended up turning out pretty good. So I have regular Dynamat under that, and then the Dynaliner, I should say, foam insulation. So I think this is going to pay off really well, especially for the back area there where the speakers are going to be, to kind of help, you know, isolate the area and dampen any vibrations and things like that. So I think it's really going to help really good with sound control. So stay tuned.